We're in our ears.
Usabe.
Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Olivia. I am here with Jackson. Wait, Jackson, my camera is slipped. Say hi, Jackson.
Hello. How's it going, everyone?
I have been with Glassfield for a few years now, and Jackson is the newest member of our team. We're super pumped to have him. So he's still learning. So today we're going to talk about insurance and how to get set up with insurance companies, the pros, the cons, how you can really use it to your advantage. So some of our old school customers, you guys probably all already know that. But if you guys are just looking at getting into the industry, then I would definitely recommend following along. We're going to give it another minute or so. And of course, my dad's in the industry and he has to say hello. So, hey, Dad. Yeah, but one more minute or so. So we're based out of Bend, Oregon. It is kind of gross here today, but what else is new? Jackson, where are you from?
I'm an East Coast kid, so yeah. I'm from Vermont, but I've been in Bend, Oregon for like 2.5 years now. So okay. Just kind of adjusting, yeah, and love it so far. It's an awesome town. It's very unique.
It is unique, yeah. I came here from Texas 2 years ago, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's different. It's very different, but I'm enjoying it. Let's see. If you guys are jumping on, say hello. Tell me where you're from. We are using a different kind of system, so it's kind of hard to see who is watching right now. But I'd love to see. I love to see who is watching. So say hello, and we'll probably get started in just a minute. So I guess 2 minutes. Let's just go for it. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
So, hey Dan, how are you doing? I'll wait for a response, or I'll just keep going. Okay. So, when it comes to insurance, it is very intimidating for some of our newer customers. I think that, a lot of people are actually nervous to get into the industry for that reason, because it is intimidating, but there's not that much that goes into it, and it can actually really benefit you. Oh, you're from New York. Okay. Well, you're joining us at 6 o'clock. I hope we're not messing up with your dinner. Or maybe we're going to your dinner. So insurance can really benefit you. It's super straightforward. So today we're going to tell you how to get set up with the companies. There's a lot of pros and cons. I have notes on my phone because I'm not very organized. But when it comes to insurance, so when you're having customers that are paying, they can either obviously be paying cash or through their insurance company through a claim. The average that you're going to get from them is about $65. And if you're cash paying, obviously you have more control of what you're going to charge your customers. So I know it goes anywhere from $40 to $150 depending on where you're at. Hey Kelly, you're in Dallas, Oregon. You're not even. So one of the biggest benefits that I think with insurance and going through claims is that these people aren't going to have to pay anything. So there's a $0 deductible, and I'll go over all of this in just a minute. But you're reaching a whole different audience, a lot of different customers, because not a lot of people want to pay $60 to $80 out of pocket just to fix their windshield. And then obviously, like if you're setting up with the insurance companies, there's also work that's going to be sent to you. So as long as you're in their system, if there's someone in your area, then chances are you're going to get work sent to you. So whenever I worked for my dad's shop for, my whole life until I worked for Glassfield, we did quite a bit of insurance work, and we were over in Europe, so Europe is very insurance heavy. So you do a lot of insurance work. Let's see if you guys are joining in. Say hello. Once again, my name is Olivia. This is Jackson if you're just joining in. So how do you set up with insurance companies? There's two. They're called TPAs. They're third-party administrators, and they basically manage all of the claims for the insurance companies. There's a few little stragglers out there that still do their claims independently, but mostly it's going to be Lynx or SGC, which is also considered, it doesn't say your name, but it says Facebook user, so hi. There's SGC and there's Lynx. and they're very simple to get set up with. It doesn't take a whole lot of paperwork. You may take 3 or 4 weeks for you to get into their system, but all it's going to take is you're going to just have to have a business ID, whatever that is called, and then you're going to have insurance in your business, and you're all good to set up, and you just do it through their website, or you can call in. Let's see, how much can you expect from insurance companies? So about $65, but I will say for the first time in, oh man, I mean, as long as I have watched my family been doing it, for the first time ever, prices are going up because people are realizing how important it is to do repairs and not replace everything that you see, because now we've got calibrations, got ADAS, and replacement prices are going up. So if you are charging more than that, though, I've heard that, so say if I charge $100 for a rock chip repair and the insurance company is going to pay $60, some people just charge the difference out of pocket, if that helps you at all, Dan. But
is that dependent on where you are geographically? So like I was talking to a client in California, and he said a lot of their insurance work pays out like $100, $120. So does it matter at all?
You know, that's interesting. I don't think it depends on where you're at. I've heard that it's kind of saying it just depends on the company. I've heard they have fixed rates, but I think if you're part of like a larger network, then maybe. That's interesting though. But I from what I've heard is 65. However, that's the average. So you know you can have more than that. There's a lot of companies, and so that's where you have all of the different insurance companies, and basically they go through SGC or Lynx, and then they're the ones that kind of set the rates. So whenever you're setting up for insurance, you're not setting up for 50 to 60 different insurance companies. Really, you're just setting up with those two, and then all of your claims go through them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense, but so making a claim is very simple. I was actually on my Geico app the other day paying my bill, which is always fun. And I saw they had a new feature for you to make, it said you can make a claim or make a glass claim. So that proves that our industry really is growing, and there's definitely a need for glass repair. And it also makes things easier for us, right? So if your customer sets up a claim and they come into your shop and they want to get a windshield repair, but they don't want to pay the $60 to $65 that average that you guys are paying in your shop, then they can just set up a claim on their phone. However, if you have, let's just make sure we don't have any questions. I feel like I'm kind of just talking. Do you have any questions, Jackson? I feel like I keep cutting you off.
No, I already asked him. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're good.
I'm learning just as much. I'm learning.
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
You know what? This works.
This is beneficial for everybody.
When you're setting up a claim with a customer, it sounds intimidating. It's very straightforward. So, Jackson, let's say you come in, you are insured through Geico, you have a rock chip, and you want to get it fixed. Yeah. I can say, okay, well, you can pay $80 and get it fixed by paying cash, or we can just make a claim through your insurance, and you say, well, I don't have $80 right now. I gotta get groceries. So yeah, sure. Like, let's put it through my insurance. So what we would do is we would call SGC or Lynx, the two companies I was talking about. That's why it's important to get set up with those two. And then it's really just like a 5-minute phone call. And all they're going to ask is we'll put it on speakerphone with myself and Jackson. They'll ask how it happened. If you don't know, then they'll say, okay, and then just make up a reason. And then they'll ask you a date. And if you don't have a date, it was yesterday. I don't know. And then they'll just ask that it's smaller than the size of a dollar bill. And then as long as we both agree, they will essentially get me a claim number. They will send over something for you to sign. I can fix the repair or the rock chip, and we're good to go. And that will take me to the next part, which is how you actually process the claim. But it's so straightforward. There's not a ton of paperwork. And so you would sign it, you be on your way, and the next part is like, how do you get paid? So I would have the piece of paper from the insurance company. As long as I have your signature, I would either mail it or fax it or email it in, depending on whatever system it is. Some of them you can actually file them just online. And then at that point, they pay you within 2 weeks. So, that's one of the cons of insurance work. You're not going to get the money right away, but you would get it within a couple of weeks. And it's work that you may not have had before because they could have maybe just, not gotten a rock to at all. So let's see. Do we have any questions? Let's see.
Well, it sounds like you can get repeat work too, right? You could get work that comes back.
Right.
If that insurance company, they will point the client in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. And so usually on a policy, okay, it depends on the company, but I've heard that you can get as many as 3 repairs or 4 repairs on like an insurer's policy before they have to start paying for it and before it affects their rates. So an insurance claim does not affect their rates at all. Let's see, are people still having to deal with inspections? Okay, I have heard that is not a thing as much as it used to be. For those of you who don't know what this means, I've had this happen before, but it's been a while. So say if you put in a claim, sometimes the insurance company will say that you have to wait a week or so and you have to schedule an inspection so that the insurance company can look at the damage to make sure that they're going to cover it. However, insurance companies are saving so much money now because they're paying for repairs instead of, as some of you that do replacements may know, up to $2,500 for a replacement. They don't want to spend the time inspecting anymore. So David, are you still dealing with that? Do you get people to do that? Let's see, Kelly, corporate would rather pay for full replacement than dealing with the repair. That'll change though. That will change. It used to be very repair heavy, and then things moved towards replacement as glass got just really cheap to replace. Windshields were cheap. I'm not sure if you guys are watching this, you probably keep up with the forums, but glass is just getting really expensive and difficult to find again. So I would not be surprised for insurance companies to start leaning towards repair again. Let's see, the only charge you direct bills, you don't have to deal with that anymore. I just wanted to ask it. Interesting. Yeah. And so that's the other thing is direct billing. If you guys are not wanting to set up with the insurance companies, I personally don't know much about this, but you can basically charge the customer full price. So say the insurance is only wanting to pay $60 for the repair and you charge $100, you could charge the customer $100 and then basically go direct through to the insurance company and get a refund. But it's a little bit too iffy. Like whenever I was doing it, I never did it, but I know a lot of people that have had success with that. But hopefully we won't be having to do that for much longer because once again, things are just so repair heavy now. They don't want to pay thousands for replacements. It doesn't make sense. So if they can push on repairs, they will. Let me check my notes because I'm not very good at this. Oh yeah, okay. There's one more thing. Let's see. Some of the downfall is insurance pays only a certain amount, could be way less. Exactly. So the insurance could pay you less than what you would normally charge. And you could either just take the hit, which I know some people do, or you could charge the difference, like I know for me with health insurance, I've had that where my health insurance only covers so much. I have to pay the rest of it out of pocket, but I'm happy to do that if it means that I don't have to pay the full amount. So, it's kind of the same thing. And you can really take advantage of insurance work if you're doing it right. Like I used to have great relationships with all of my insurance agents in my area. If in your area they have offices, it's worth going into them, making sure that you're set up with their either SGC links. I've said that like 500 times. You should have a counter in the corner of how many times I said SGC. But if you go to their offices and you just have good relationships with them, then you will get so much referral work. And it really will work in your favor. So something to look into. Jackson, do you have any questions?
No, you're killing it. No. You're doing fantastic.
Let's
Fantastic.
see. I'm trying to see what this message
I'll just
is.
butt in if I've got any specific questions.
Go for it. Go for it. I
Okay.
feel like I always just keep talking. I don't know how to stop. The only person
It's a good thing.
the phone calls to insurance is so much better. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So I think that there's a lot of like back in the day, it could be a bit of a nightmare between the replacement and repair, but things have changed so much. We have so many customers that are exclusively doing insurance work. We also have a lot of customers that aren't doing any insurance work at all, and they were just doing wholesale work, and they charge less per chip, and they're doing like used car lots, and they're just doing a lot of like online advertising through Facebook and Google, and they're very successful too. So I don't think there's one right way to do it. I think it just depends on your area and your approach, and there's a lot that goes into it. Let's see. Do we have any questions? Because I talk really fast. So you've had customers give them invoices to insurance. So that is something that I have done before, not very often. So you can actually charge a customer the full amount, and they could take the invoice into like their agent. I just go through my app. I wouldn't say I have an agent, but some people really are loyal to theirs, and they'll take the invoice in and they'll get reimbursed. But it's a little bit inconsistent, whether you'd be successful with that. So I think that's where being close with them comes into play, and just having good relationships with your local brokers.
Kelly just asked a question here.
Let's see.
You get to say those insurance companies again.
Oh, I love saying them. Okay, what were the agencies you were suggesting for getting? What was that? Okay, so there is Lynx, which is LYNX, and then there's SGC Network. And they're doing a lot of updates. So I know that Lynx, you can file everything online now. I used to have to fax everything in. And that's about half of the insurance companies, and then SGC is really about the other half. And so usually if you have a customer filing a claim, you would just go off of their insurance card. So if there's a phone number on there, it will say, thanks for calling XYZ insurance company. For glass claims, press 1. So you would press 1, and then it will either direct you to Lynx or SGC depending on who their company is. Yeah, no problem. So SGC with a G, like for G for Glasswell, just so you know, whoever typed that in. But so those are going to be the big ones. But if you are in a smaller town and you are dealing with more local insurance companies or just smaller ones, sometimes just call the number on their insurance card, and I promise you it's not going to take you more than like 10 minutes. It's a very easy process, and especially if you're going, well, either way, whether you're going through a smaller one or through one of the larger networks, you should get paid within 2 weeks. And they'll usually either direct deposit you or they will send it via check. Some insurance companies have programs now where you can pay a fee and get paid within like 2 days. So you really just want to look into it for your situation and see what works for you guys, because every business is different, every state is different even, and we have to tell our customers that like it's not one size fits all. But we're happy to help you guys in any way that we can, and if you have any questions, feel free to call in. I mean, Jackson's a pro now, so
now I'm a pro. I know all the answers. Lynx and STG or SGC.
SGC. We'll get it. We'll get it tattooed on your wrist and we'll be good.
There it is. It's in my brain now.
If you guys have any questions though, seriously, feel free to call in. We'll do everything that we can to help you, and we'll point you in the right direction. There's certain forms and stuff that we have that we can send over. That's pretty much it. So let us know if you guys have any questions. We're always happy to help. And once again, my name's Olivia.
And I'm Jackson.
This is Jackson. Yeah. And we will talk to you guys soon. But have a great day and a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.